how will Skillful help in the future to ensure free speech and to help with anti-censorship?
Okay, so one of the things that we are implementing already is that the rating of these models as well, and the answers that come out of them as well, that's going to be stored completely on chain, if you like. And then this is what we're going to use. This is all kind of reviews and feedback from the users that are already there, and we're going to be continuing to do that in the future. So what that means is that we're going to be kind of using like a DAO-like system as well to kind of decide what's true, what answer is true, what data we're going to be using to train these models essentially. And that's going to help on that front as well, because it's going to be somewhat transparent, at least, you know, the feedback that we are getting from the people and the users that's coming. So that's what we're going to do on that front. In terms of where we are now with this, it's just, companies have their agendas in general, and, you know, even these current AIs and the large models, depending on where they deployed and how they're used, in many of the cases they cannot give you the right answers. So in our case, we are not planning to introduce any censorship in general as well. It should be free as well, and then people still should be able to you know, kind of think for themselves to a certain level as well.
Okay, so you want to provide them unfiltered AI,
Yeah.
and then people can make those decisions from
Yes.
there. I mean, part of the reason that they say that we had the ChatGPT moment with OpenAI is that they were able to publish a model, whereas Google had the same model years earlier, but they were worried about the PR.
Yeah.
And so they moved fast and were less worried about breaking things and reputation, and they got it out there faster and beat them.
Yeah.
But they still have now eyeballs on them. But you want to be able to present people kind of a clean version of what the AI is saying, and then the person building can make a decision.
Yeah.
That's what you ultimately want.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, this
Okay.
is the direction that we're aiming for. And as far as, you know, regulation is going to be still coming, we are monitoring that closely with, you know, legal is probably working, you know, almost probably more hours than us lately, that we are coming closer to the launch. So we're going to be making sure that everything is done by the rules. And I know that especially the large centralized companies are pushing for regulations more and more, obviously, because maybe they don't want others to get up, you know, to that table. Who knows? But we're going to be monitoring that and make sure that we comply with everything. But as far as we can, we're going to be making everything super clean in terms of censorship. Yeah.
You know, Trump came out recently and he was criticizing Google heavily because I think on some basic search, not to even mention AI, when you type in his name, you were getting, you know, Trump rally, you were getting Kamala rally. When you typed in assassination questions, it was kind of denying it. And I mean, it was crazy. So for people to know that, imagine what the AI would say. And, you know, if Trump is elected, which we don't know if he's going to make it or not, then there could be some very different regulations coming down to these companies. And there still could be regulation in general. Some companies are begging for it, like Altman has. The Andreessens of the world will say, oh yeah, he's begging for it, but that's just because they have agendas in their own, and of course they do, and it also potentially hurts the smaller ones when they do that. Do you expect maybe potentially some backlash of big tech coming from Washington at some point? You mentioned the social media issue. If you get a certain type of government, you could really see people coming after those companies, right?
Yeah, it could happen. We don't know what's going to happen when the election comes, but we are ready for kind of all scenarios here as well. So that's going to be, you know, that's one of the reasons why we're not going to be looking at that data. We're not going to be owning that data. It's going to be belonging to someone else. We're just providing all the tools, you know, and then everything that's kind of allowed by legislation and rules, we're going to be doing on this front. And what comes in regulation, I think it's going to be really hard for them to get their head around it, regulators in general. Like, you know, what is it, 10, 15 years, and we're still talking about regulating crypto in general. And then, you know, now AI is probably much more complex to do. So there will be something on training data, maybe just to give them the source or something, like some more basic ones. I'm definitely expecting, but we don't know where it's going to take us in terms of regulation. We're going to be ready. It's the only thing I know. Yeah.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.